what is up, ARK survivors? This is Lucy coming at you live, nude and totally crude.
And this is Alcarin bringing you that sweet treat, sweet dual commentary.
And as you notice, we're doing a different angle, and like any new relationship, you should try multiple angles before you get set on the right one. Right, Alcarin?
Multiple angles, multiple positions. This is Growing 101. This is a shout out to some of our subscribers asking for this sort of episode.
Absolutely. This was one of Lucy's ideas. And, and not this Lucy, a different Lucy. So we're giving farming a go. And like Alcarin said, Growing 101.
So for all you stoners out there, we got stone pipes, and some people prefer metal.
Yeah.
But I think we're going with this is the 101 beginner's guide, so we're going to start with stone and work our way up.
Absolutely, and this is for outdoor growing. We don't have a Growing 101 for the indoor grower.
So what is it? It's looking like we need crop plots.
Correct.
And we're building what, 5 or 6 of those?
We're building one. We're building one on camera, and we already have 5 built.
Got it. And then how much is it? Wood, stone, thatch, all that good stuff to make a crop plot?
So you're going to need 80 wood, 40 thatch, 60 fiber, and 100 stone.
Also, you're going to need a reservoir per plot. That's how we're building it. You technically don't need a reservoir per plot. You can probably go 1 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need a cross pipe per and a vertical pipe per. And a tap per.
Yes. And we're just showing off. We've got 5 reservoirs, but you know, we have the resources. Let's use it. Oh, by the way, we took a vote and Alcarin decided to go up 10 times on everything across the board, right?
What Lucy means by that is come tomorrow, when we do all our server maintenance, I'm going to up all the gather rate, the experience rate, and the taming rate to times 10. Current rate is what? 5 times tame, 2 times experience, and
5 times...
2 times gather.
2 times, yeah.
2 times gather, yep.
Exactly, so it's going to be off the hook. So, just in case you wonder what it requires when you're building your plot, you can just put it there on the ground. It doesn't need anything special, so it's really convenient, and it doesn't even have to look horribly pretty, so it's nice. And I think, are you getting ready to build a compost bin right now?
I think we're still building crop plots at this point in the video, so we're not quite done. We have to get to the point where we get an even set in order to be able to move forward. We have to build foundations. There's a lot of things that have to happen.
Yeah, I think it's because I set one in the wrong place and you wanted them straight. You know, straight's hard for me.
Did you do the stats yet? I think we did the stats in the beginning.
No.
No? You want to go over the stats? So right now we're just placing some crops and while Lucy goes over the stats.
Oh, okay. So the subs are at 124. So you guys are rocking it. We've jumped over 24 just over the past few days, like 3 days, I think. So it's tremendous. We appreciate it. And what are our views at altogether?
Well, currently it's what, 8,293 total views. I think that's amazing. Mm-hmm. What's our raid vid at?
Our raid video is over 4,500. It just keeps growing every day. So thank you so much.
Now that's the very first raid video we put up over a month ago. The other ones have a lot of views, but they haven't quite grown to what that one has.
Check them out. It's a lot of work, a lot of editing, a lot of crazy hours.
So what I'm trying to do here is grab what I think I need, and it's been a while since I've built anything like this, because once we got our crop plot set up on the top, there really wasn't a point to rebuilding. We could just keep using what we had.
Very true. And then also, unless you're on a server that has different weather, we don't actually really even need the pipes. A lot of times the it rains enough, since it rains every day, to keep them irrigated.
Yeah, like Lucy said, it rains enough, it keeps the crop plots irrigated. Technically, you don't even have to do this. Maybe at some point in the future, they'll release a patch to make it more realistic. It won't rain as often, and you'll actually need reservoirs to keep everything hydrated. The last time I had to build crop plots was when the Geiga was first introduced, and I built this base without Geigas in mind. I had no idea, they just didn't exist. We had a level 8 Geiga come in, kill like 5 T-Rexes, prize T-Rexes, like 116 to 120, 112, all our best T-Rexes. It came in and it just totally annihilated like 30 crop plots with organic turrets, ate through half of our metal spikes. They were just way too OP when they were first released.
And back to Alcarin's point about the rain, and if they ever made it realistic, I think we should all move to Oregon, and then we could all grow our, we could all do our growing one-on-one in Oregon. They don't do it much up there, right?
Now later on we might do a more advanced growing, but this would be something that you would do with maybe smaller plots. But growing on the ground is typically the way you start. I mean, we don't, or maybe on a thatch foundation, but other than that, this is how you would start and get going. I definitely recommend growing at least narco plants, because harvesting narco plants is good, but it's nice to have that constant supply, very low in maintenance. You just keep throwing fertilizer in there, and I think each plot can produce up to 300 narco berries every few hours.
Very true. And what Alcarin realized is we actually need a foundation in order to lay the reservoir. So then I ended up making 5 thatch foundations because they're the quickest and we already had the resources available, so that we could go ahead and lay those for you.
So right now I'm just kind of doing my boogie dance. I'm just running around, crouched down and waving my gun around. That's just how it is when I'm walking around, you know, just this big long black thing just coming out the front. And it's just really hard to navigate. Sometimes you trip on it. I think they make leg straps for that. What do you think?
I was going to say, honey, this looks a lot like your mating ritual when you're trying to get me into bed.
That's so funny. Looks like Lucy's got those foundations down. And I'm trying to lay down the reservoirs, but I forgot that they need to snap to an actual pipe, like an intersection. Later on, I'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah, you know, like he said, he did do all ours for every base we've been at, but it's been so long since he's had to that we've kind of like forgotten, put our resources other places, and also realized we were using the wrong pipes because he just asked me to make tons of everything.
Now, it's really good to regularly clean your pipes. If you don't keep those clean, you can get very aggressive and frustrated. Lucy regularly helps clean my pipes and vice versa.
And you don't want to see Lucy without clean pipes. I get angry. Arr!
And not only the frontal pipes, but sometimes the back pipes have to be cleaned out, especially the sewage pipes. If you don't clean those out regularly, you can get quite constipated, and it can cause all sorts of gassiness.
And you'll see shortly, that Fioma, we clean its pipes real good.
Now we're referring to the rear pipes. Did you clean the front pipes?
No, I didn't. Just the rear pipes.
How did you go about cleaning those rear pipes? What tools did you use?
Well, a lot of times I like to use my hands. It's really good. And if you reach to the down there and just play with it a bit, it just pops out everywhere.
Like I said, don't be afraid to just reach down and touch somebody and explore the down there. And leave comments, suggestions. This was a suggestion by one of our viewers doing a farming video. Again, we're not using metal reservoirs. We're using all stone. This is like a starter type crop situation. This is Growers 101.
Yes, these resources are far easier to gather, and so that's kind of why we started with this.
Now, this episode is going to lead into a part 2 because we are just planting. It actually has to rain to start filling up those reservoirs, start hydrating those crop plots. It'll be sometime later tonight or tomorrow that you'll actually see some yield.
And I noticed, well, Alcarin noticed, it was really weird. I was like, they're not getting any water. We're going to have to wait. What's going to happen? He goes, oh, they're already getting irrigated. I don't know why. So kind of curious about how that works when it hadn't rained.
Now, keep in mind, our base location is not near water. And we don't typically like to run pipes to long distances to be able to get to water, especially on a PvP server. One thing we've noticed, if you do that, it just pretty much it makes a straight trail for any enemy to just follow and find your base. So we use reservoirs, so we're dependent on the rain. If you build enough reservoirs, you literally never run out of water.
Very true. And we also did I can't remember if they're metal or stone, but at one of our mountain bases, we had it going to water, and the dinos always trampled over it if they got agitated by one of your dinos, so they were constantly broken.
Now you can see right here I'm navigating these long stone pipes, putting them in the vertical pipes in, and then putting the taps in. It's two purpose. The taps sprinkle down onto the crop plots, hydrating them, and you can drink for three purposes. And you can drink from them, and also you can fill up your canteen, fill up your sack or whatever.
Exactly, and that's very important to keep your empty or full. I'm thinking more empty.
If you're referring to water, oh, I just misplaced one of my long pipes. It just slipped into the wrong location. Now I'm going to have to work on removing it and then putting it in the right location.
I'm sorry, I've always been a fan of going back and forth and back and forth.
So we're putting in, okay, so we're putting in the vertical pipes, putting in the taps. I think pretty soon here we're going to then plant the seeds.
Yeah, and then everything will be nice and wet.
Once the seeds are planted, those seeds can grow and they can lead to many children. I mean plants.
Yes, many, many children, more than you could ever imagine. And so, yeah, so far this is all fairly simple, and it wouldn't take you much time at all to gather all of this. And, I mean, I always call them mammals, get a mammoth, and go out there, get your wood, get all your seeds, and your thatch, and you're pretty much set. And now with your, what we call ours, fiber bitch, you're set on fiber, too.
Well, primarily you're going to need a dio to get the stone. When we started, dios didn't exist. You're going to need a mammoth to get wood. You're going to need an anki or an ape or a gaiga, like gaiga, not a gaiga, the ape to get the fiber. Mm-hmm. But they can also dual purpose into thatch. Also, it'd be really nice to have a fioma to help produce poop, which we're coming up on here in this episode.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We like to play with shit. I don't know if any of you like to play with shit. If you haven't, you need to, because it's a lot of fun.
It gets really cold up here in the mountainous area, and we find out fresh, hot shit is one of the best ways to stay warm. This is not funny. This is not a funny show.
I'm trying.
You guys can't laugh. No. And back to you, Lucy.
This is so not funny. Playing in hot shit is not hilarious. I don't know. Okay, maybe a little bit. But yeah, so we're just getting everything together, and now it looks like we're doing a compost bin.
So another thing I noticed is when I go to build these things, I have since mind wiped tonic after building everything I needed. So I didn't have the engrams learned in order to accomplish the task. So I'm trying to build it, trying to figure out where to build it because it's been so long, and then discovering that I haven't learned the pattern, and so now I'm learning it.
Exactly. It's been so long. And then now he's learned it. Now we're all good. And now we've got a compost bin. And we figured out that you need a foundation for that compost bin too.
Well, first I was like, hey Lucy, we're building a compost bin. Do we need a foundation? She swore to me that she didn't. And so I tried to lay one down. I don't know if that footage was cut out. It probably has been.
And now, it didn't happen.
And it didn't happen. And now I'm laying the compost bin down on the foundation. I think now we're ready to start producing some shit.
Absolutely. And on your fioma, what you want to do is you want to always stack food for their points, for the levels. And when you are making it poo, you want to make sure that you have other fruit on it or it will starve.
Also, you don't want to get too close to the anus as the shit shoots out, or this can happen to you. I just did it as an educational, personally, and you might get buried in shit, and it looks like that's happening right now. I'm literally trying to get up, but I think the poop is just so heavy that it's holding me down in place as I get shat on.
I think you said it was like Chuck E. Cheese, right? Playing in the balls? But you're so cold. I thought you said this hot shit would keep you warm.
Oh yes, it should keep me warm. I was freezing cold, ice cube, and then the shit started falling down, and now if you can see, the cold icon went away, so I am very warm at this point. This is a tactic in case if you just can't get a campfire or a torch, just bury yourself in shit. Most predators won't be able to smell you, and you'll be much safer.
Or you could scroll out and then your little icon will go away too. Either way. Okay, so note to self, what was it? It takes about 6 to 7 berries to make your fioma shit. So you just need to click it like crazy, get an expert clicker out there.
Now as you can see, I was outside the shit there and I was freezing. Now I'm in the shit again and the frozen icon is gone. So there's definitely scientific proof that wading in shit does warm you up on some level. See, I'm outside the shit, you are cold. You should get warmer.
Oh, you are scrolled out and you're still cold. Maybe I'm wrong. Alcarin will have to punish me later.
So we've produced a lot of shit quality items here. And now we're moving them along. And we're going to put them in the bins. Crystal knows the math. The math doesn't make sense to me. It leaves an open spot in every bin. I think, and I petition that they need to make like a industrial shit bin that you can just throw everything in and make it all in one container. It's really annoying having to make so many containers and then have each container only produce 2 fertilizer after so much time.
And on top of that, like you said, there's always an empty space. That's kind of stupid. But so what it is it's going to be 3 pieces of poo for 50 thatch will equal 1 fert, and that will be for 1.5 game days. So that's not very long, but it's still too long for how little you get from it.
Now, how long does an organic turret last with fertilizer in there? How long does the fertilizer last?
So I've got kind of mixed reviews, but when I looked online, it's saying that it's for 6 days, 22 hours, and 30 minutes. However, I can tell you my shit that I've had inside the building has not expired, and I have a lot of shit.
Well, I'm referring to the fertilizer itself with an organic turret, not just the shit. How long does the fertilizer last in the large crop plot with an organic turret from when it's freshly placed into there? How long does that last before it expires?
I apologize. I was speaking about fertilizer. I just love the word shit so much. I just love to say it. So it's 6 days, 22 hours, and 30 minutes.
And how many seconds, Lucy? Did you look up seconds and milliseconds?
It's 69, and you think that it only goes to 60, but you always need a 69. And don't forget, 3 fertilizer for a 24-hour period is going to be your best bet. That'll keep whatever you have. It'll keep it active and going and not dying while you're off the game.
Now, pro tip, organic turrets, in my opinion, are almost better than metal just because of the low maintenance, how easily and quickly you can get them, and the fact that if you stack 2 or 3 per, the pushback is just ridiculous. They can literally hold a dinosaur back, and it doesn't seem like metal turrets do that. They do more damage, but they don't hold the dinosaur back, and that's what really helps them from destroying your base.
That, and they don't ever run out of anything. And so the Dodo Rex we summoned for one of our raid videos against Ghetto Boys, I mean, it could never get up there. It was ridiculous.
Exactly. Now we're just wading through the shit bins and waiting for the poop to do its magic.
Oh, look, hard at work, playing in the poo. Look at me. Just such an expert.
Now, Lucy, did you cut out the part with you playing in the poo? I didn't see that part. Or did it already pass?
It already passed. I like to wear my shit outfit, my shit colored outfit, while I'm playing in poo. I feel like it kind of is more of a theme.
Don't lie, that is regular flak armor, silver colored, metal colored. You've been wading through the shit, and now it's this color.
Well, the fuma's my friend. I don't want it to feel bad that I don't smell like it.
Good point. I do like that. So we planted, what, 1 of each vegetable type?
Almost.
Almost?
A citronal.
Okay, 1 citronal, 1 stimberry plant, 1 sava root, 1 long grass, 1 rock carrot, and 1 narco plant. We're coming towards the end of this video. Just thank you so much for all of the support. Just keep liking, subscribing, and peace. Peace out.